Hello everybody, and welcome back to Beastswarm Gaming. Alright, so let's continue with this item spawn notifier. Alright, so everywhere I go in the public server, because I've given up on farming in the private server. I'm sure a lot of people who have private servers have also. I'm hearing things like not just I waited 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. My God, if you've been in one for 3 hours and haven't found the one that you want, that's just totally insane. I mean, without a notifier, I was able to at least come across something that I wanted without even trying. But let's put it on Roka, and let's just put it just on the Roka. And there, let's just get that done. Let's actually take the stand down too. We don't need to be looking at the stand. Okay, so now that we kind of understand that I'm not the only one that's frustrated, that there's other people too, what I've been doing is I've gotten out of my private server, to find things. Now I come into my private server to, to practice fighting, to have my friends in here, and we do our fun stuff in here. But when I go to the public servers and to find things, and I just want to show you how successful I've been. Now, when I started, and what I mean by started, I mean when the whole fiasco, the glitching, oh, things are too OP, so we had to revamp, aka nerf, aka just about destroy the game. I had just about like nothing, nothing. But it was kind of worth it because I was able to use my second Requiem arrow to get a good stand. But if we pull up what my inventory is, I was able to refill it, and all of that came from using the item spawn notifier. Granted, I was looking for Rokakas, but going to the Rokaka, I actually passed some stuff. But most of that actually came from looking for certain things. I would switch up from like the Rokaka to an arrow to a mask or whatever, right? So the best way to farm has been going to the public server. But this is actually how I would do it. I would not be ground level because I tried it at first saying, if I'm on the ground, I can get to any place on the map faster. Didn't quite work so well. Now I've heard people say, well, part of the problem is that there's new spawn locations. Possibly. And there was a couple of things that were not in their quote-unquote normal spawn locations. Like I found something in the middle of the road. Now it could be that somebody dropped it, and just kind of walked away because I've never seen another thing in the middle of the road. But it could also be possible that there are new spawn locations, and that's why people can't find as many things. But what I would do is, in a public server, I would stand up high. And I would have, like I said, the Rokaka notifier on. And I would do this on a public server and just kind of show you what it would be, but then it might be a long video. So let's just try to use our imagination, right? And let's say, boom, 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 Rokaka has been spawned. And it starts to notify, and it blinks, 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 blinks. What I would do is I would run. I would just start booking, right? And let's say a building is in the way of it. I would still know like where it is, and let's say it's just like oh, over here, right? First place that I would go is I would go in here. I'd look really quick, and then I would know that it's still somewhere out here. I would look, and most likely it would be right in here. And if it's not in there, maybe it would be over there. And then I would look. Now there's been times, just a few times, where I've missed the boat, you know? And then of course I might look in there and say, did I actually see it in the right direction? But I wouldn't stress over it. I would just move on to the next one. Because usually what would happen is that it was probably aiming for the sewer, and I'm not going to go for those. I'm not going to go for those. But what I've actually found out that actually uh, makes me remember where things normally spawn, what I've really liked is when I see that light that actually, like if I'm standing here now and the light's like boom, 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 and like let's say it's like right here, right? Like boom, 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 boom. I can almost guarantee you it's where things spawn all the time. It's like right in here. It's almost like guaranteed, like right in there. And that's what I really like about standing like almost like right in the middle is when it goes off. When it goes off, you can almost tell where it is. You can just almost tell where it is. Now granted, because it's a Rokaka, it's going to be not as often. Um, of course, the higher you are, the better it is. And when it starts going off, you do have 12 seconds. Now, maybe there's another person in there who also has the same notifier, and you're both kind of going after the same thing. Now, actually, a benefit is that maybe they either have just notifying everything, or they're going after something else, or maybe they're not going to be as good as you. I don't know. I don't know. I remember I was actually in a competition once, and I actually got there first. I got there, I picked it up, and the guy came right in after me and typed in, "Did you see a Roka?" And the rest of the time that I was there, every time a Roka thing popped up, you could actually see a sprint race between me and him. So I finally said, you know what? I got over 15 Rokas. I'm not going to be selfish. I thought I was the only one here farming them. I'm not going to do it. And then I started typing in, hey, does anybody here want any Rokas? People were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, look, just give me some gold coins, which I actually found in the course of going to get the Rokas. Give me some gold coins, give me some money. They did. I went to the arcade and I got some Rokas that way. So I think the best way of getting Rokas, I'm just going to focus on Rokas because that seems to be the most popular thing, is if you have the item spawn notifier, stay up high, go to a public server, and if you've been farming for 3 hours and getting nothing, I can almost guarantee you, do this for 3 hours, do what I've kind of guided you. As soon as you see something, focus on a Roka. And like I said, let's say you see the blue the nylon lights, a Roka thing spawns up and it says, boom, 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 a Roka is down there, and you run. You run, 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 run. And you check really quick, oh, there's nothing there, oh, there's nothing there. You want to really run in here quick, because this actually did happen to me. There's nothing in here, nothing in here. The Roka was actually on this table. You run. You go in here. Okay, there's nothing in here. Alright. You're in here. Now you know that it came in this direction. So you can check really quick. You don't want to go too far like off the beaten path. So now where it probably is, and this is where it takes a little bit of legwork, is you could do a couple of things. You could climb up and say, I bet there's something right behind it. I bet there's a room like right behind it, right? And there is. There's a room right behind it, and there'll probably be a Roka right here. Now, I just took a guess that there was a room right behind here, but that's kind of how it's been working for me. I went from like a couple Rokas to over 15. So, there it is. That may be the new way, but that shouldn't be the way how it is, YBA. Come on. That should not be the way. We should not have to change the way how we play. And I can't do this in a private server because if it's a lot less than what it is in a public server, you know, it is what it is. Can't change life, you can't change a game, and it is just a game. You know, it's not going to kill me if I can't farm like in a private server. But what I can do is I can stop paying YBA the 60 Robux, and they'll lose a customer. You know, that's what I can do. And maybe YBA doesn't care. You know, it's like, hey, so we lost one person. Well, if I feel frustrated because what I could do before I can't do now, I'm not going to tell like anybody to do anything. I'm just saying I don't think I'm that unique of a person to say if I get frustrated, I don't want to spend my money on something that I can do somewhere else. If I find myself spending like 90% of the time on a sure way to farm Rokas, and it's not in a private server, then I'm gonna do that. Okay? So if you want Rokas, go to the arcade, but as we know, you're spending money and you still gotta get the gold coins. Now, this is who I feel really bad for. I feel really bad for people who don't have the item spawn notifier. And YBA, I can see why you raised the price. Now, if you're playing this game, if you're playing this shady game of A, this is how it's going to work with the notifier, that yeah, we'll make things spawn, and I don't know if the spawn rate is back to being the same or not, but we'll make things spawn, but you're gonna need the notifier to find it. That's some shady stuff. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. Don't hit me on that. But if that's what they're doing, that's some shady stuff, man. I don't know. I'm just telling you that I found all my stuff with my notifier. So please let me know, like, if you're finding stuff without a notifier. And maybe I'll make a video of trying to find stuff without a notifier. I do know that if I don't have a notifier, I'll find less stuff. Because what I would have to do is I would have to remember that stuff actually kind of comes up every 10 to 15 minutes on the private server. So when I join a public server, I can kind of say, all right, well, every 10, 15 minutes, there's probably like new stuff coming up. I don't know what it is, but I kind of know what stuff comes up. So if I need arrows or gold or something, that's probably what I'm going to find. And then just kind of do like the rounds of where things mostly are. And then hope that eventually I'll find like a Roka, if that's what I'm like looking for. Hey, I could keep going and I could keep going and I could keep going, but for those who say I'm being too tough on YBA, look, you don't even know how much money I've spent on YBA. There's free to play players. I am a pay to play player. Okay? I am a pay to play player on YBA. Now, it's not a game where you spend thousands of dollars to get good like some other games, right? But if you want to get your stand the way that you want it, you spend money, right? Uh, whether it's getting experience points fast or whether it's getting your skill tree the way that you want. Because there's been times where you do your skill tree and you're like, oh man, I got this and I didn't want this. I want to change it. Well, if you have the Robux, you just pay it and it clears it. So that's kind of what I mean by pay to play. I want to play the game the way that I want to play the game. So I'm a pay to play. That's why I got the private server. So I think I have a right, just like anybody else, even free to play players, everybody has a right to say YBA. If you don't fix the stuff that's very simple, then the harder stuff is just going to be impossible for players to just get their hands around it. If the spawning rate is close or the same as it was before, make it easier. Because here's the thing, not everybody is going to have a Star Platinum. Now, I didn't buy the Star Platinum, it's not like I rolled like 5,000 times and finally got Star Platinum. That was actually luck. But here's the thing, YBA. Other games, when things get tough, when there's a lot of glitches, when they have a lot of problems, they give codes for boosts. They do special things. Think about it, YBA. You've had some major glitches here. You've had some complaints, but your fan base still stays. Do something special, man. Do something special.